Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Career Mode with Ferrari. Yeah, the patch still hasn't gone live, so we are back with our Ferrari playthrough, and tonight we are heading to Monaco. So then, in the absence of the patch that we've been waiting for to restart our creator team, we are going to continue with the Ferrari playthrough that I've been doing over the weekends. Hopefully the patch will go live tomorrow. I am keen to get restarted with creator team, but we will make do with this until that happens. So tonight, Monaco, round 8. We're coming off the back of a very comfortable 1-2 in Imola, and we have every chance of repeating that tonight as well here at the Principality. As you can see, both of our drivers have excellent mentality right now. We take a look at their driver stats. There you can see Leclerc's stats not quite as good as they have been recently. He's been in the hundreds for cornering and braking, but slightly lower at the moment than we've seen recently. But look at Sainz. Great result for him last night. It's given him a big boost, and you can see his stats are actually pretty much universally better, apart from the control, where they both have a 93 rating. Yeah, Carlos is definitely feeling very happy right now. So both of our drivers are going to be very, very quick tonight. It's just a question of which one of them is going to win. We aren't going to be imposing team orders. We are going to just let them get on with it and see what happens. Hopefully they're not going to absolutely wreck each other. We have seen things like that happen in the past, but these are two elite level drivers, so they shouldn't hit each other. No guarantees though. Right, we're 3 days away from Monaco. I think everything we need to do is being done. Let me have a quick look at our warehouse. So we have spare chassis now. We've got one spare front wing, but I think more are on the way. We've got 2 spare rear wings, 2 side pods. We're working on more underfloors, and we should have a suspension in the works as well. There we see underfloor. We've got 2 more of those coming. I've still got 3 more front wings coming, and 1 more suspension coming. So we are covered off for spare parts right now. We're not building or designing anything at the moment, but we do have 2 parts that are about to come out of research, and we will be starting updated versions of those. I think quite decided on that, but we may well start researching or start designing the next chassis and side pod upgrade after Monaco. So let's advance time. How you doing, F1 is Life? How you doing, Dino? Good to see you guys. Hello to everyone else lurking in the chat. There we go. That is the completed projects. Let me take a quick nosy at what we've actually done. I'm assuming it's still going to be the same, that we'll see our research. So it's not showing us any research yet. Those are our first 2 parts. They should be showing, but they are not yet. You can see the gains there. Let's advance time another day or 2. And let's see if they show up now. We used to have this problem with the previous version of the game, F1 Manager 23, where it wouldn't show you the progress on this section unless you saved and reloaded. And it looks like that is the same here as well, which is frustrating. I was hoping that wouldn't be an issue this time around, but it is. So we'll hold off for now. Let's actually go ahead and stick in 2 more research projects, because we've done a research project on the side pod, the chassis. We're doing one at the moment on the front and rear wing, which means we need to do one for the underfloor and the suspension. So we'll get those started. We'll go with just one engineer. Do I put some hours into this? I think I do. Let's go 2.4 MAU. And we'll go with 32 wind tunnel hours. There we go. Let's just beef up that airflow and downforce and drag the drag reduction down a little bit more. Don't want to overdo it. I do want to get a nice little boost. Let's go with that. Get that downforce generating nicely. Evening Farah, evening Itai. Still no patch, no, unfortunately. Was hoping it would be live today, but I even watched the Frontier Unlocked live stream a couple of hours ago and was saying in the chat, any news on the update? Is it dropping tomorrow? No response. So they never mentioned F1 at all. Yeah, keep my fingers crossed it'll drop tomorrow, but I guess we'll just have to, again, play the waiting game and see if it does drop. Like I said earlier, I am itching to get underway now with our Brabham file. There we go. And again, just the one engineer on that. Okay. So that's our hours used up for this ATR period. There is the current standings. As you can see, we are first and fourth in the drivers and then top by 64 points in the constructors. So we're looking at about normal racing says about 22 seconds. It's not that much. It's 18 to 20 seconds. So safety car, that's probably not right either. We might, well, it might be. It might be. I suppose we'll have to keep an eye on that if we do get one tonight. That's what our car looks like. Both drivers do now have the same spec of car. So best tyre wear on the grid, especially useful in a circuit like this where tyre wear is critical. We have very, very good low and medium speed cornering. There is one car out there that is slightly better than us. Let's see, which car is that? Is it Max? No, it's not. He's slightly quicker than us. He's got the best DRS, but he does not have the best downforce. It's Checo. Wow, Checo's got the upgrades. Look at that. Fastest car, best acceleration, tied with Max for the best DRS, best downforce across the board, best dirty air tolerance, best engine cooling. Yeah, they've really pumped a lot into Checo. How you doing, Victor? Good to see you. All right, so we know who our two targets are. It's the two Red Bulls, obviously, but let's also, while we're still here, let's take a quick look at the McLaren, because they have been quick as well. Norris in particular slowed dramatically because of his engine fault, but let's see what his car looks like. So it's the same as Oscar's. Oh no, it's not. It's got slightly better downforce stats. They are a little bit less than us in the low and the medium, a little bit better than us in the high speed, which is really negligible around this track. And we do have a little bit of an improvement on the dirty air over them as well. Their tyre preservation's not great. Look at that. 54%. That's the same for both of them as well. So, yeah, their tyre wear is not amazing. That won't be so much of an issue for Norris because he has a very good smoothness rating, but it will be a bit more of an issue for Oscar. Oscar's tyres will potentially fall away a fair bit quicker. So it's going to be the Red Bulls and Norris that's going to be our biggest threats, I think. Oscar not quite as quick and certainly not as good at looking after his tyres. Right, let's head to Monaco. Fourth. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. We should be able to manage that comfortably. And fifth, again, should comfortably manage that.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsports, here in Monaco. Cars have been racing through Monaco's streets since 1929, and this weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo. It was Charles Leclerc who tasted victory in the last race, but he will surely be looking to find the recipe for success again and achieve another podium place. It's shaping up to be a great weekend, so don't go anywhere.
Happy birthday, Victor. All right, so Behrman is available, and he's the only one who's available. We're going to stick him in the car again, give him another little boost. So we want soft tyres for Behrman. We want 21 laps of fuel for this circuit. We also want maximum downforce as our starting point. Go with that. For Charles, again, we want to start with that maximum downforce. Let's go with an 8.2. We'll go with something like that. 21 laps. And now let's put in some practice parts where we can. So older engine. Stick with that ERS. Go with the damaged gearbox. Now let's move over to Carlos's car. Still get a little bit of life out of that ERS before it completely falls to bits. Still can't change the engine or gearbox. So we'll make do with those and we will send them both out. There goes Behrman. There goes Sharp.
Prepare to attack. Yep, you're loud and clear. And radio check when you can.
That helmet looks very similar
Copy, you are loud and clear.
to the helmet that we use. I wonder if it is the same one.
And if possible, some full throttle will help for tire temps.
See if I can get a good shot close up of the car. It is. That is the helmet that we use. Ah, interesting. And when I say we, I mean creator team. That is the car 1 helmet. Just obviously in different colours. Right, let's get them protecting the car. There we go.
How are we?
And try to work on your front tires.
F1 is Life is eager to start a Williams save once the patch is released. Are you planning on keeping or binning Sargent? because if you're going to bin him and put Colapinto in, good luck improving a 78 rated driver with a 68 rated driver. Colapinto might not even be able to. No, I think he can still go into a car. I think because he's in his second season, at least, of Formula 2 and Formula 3. It's his debut season of Formula 2, but I think he did a couple of seasons in F3. So.
Understood.
All right, starting point for Charles, 79%. That's not too bad.
Is the car okay?
75 for Behrman.
Okay. Yeah.
Call Behrman in now. There's a 2RB's box right in front of us there. So I've gone very much the wrong way here. That might fix it though.
Oh, the gun box goes.
All right, hopefully it's not terminal. Oh, it is terminal by the look of it.
Perfect.
Yeah, impending failure. I don't know if it'll let me send him back out. I can't change the gearbox until the end of the session.
And box this lock box, speed confirmed.
That fell apart really quickly. There was still enough life left in that to get through the whole practice weekend.
Decline.
And speed limiter on. So stop on the marks.
Yeah, let's try that. I got some presents today as well. My Temu package arrived. Some of it was predictably shit, but yeah, some of it was actually decent. And it wasn't like I spent a huge amount of money. So. But I did need some new nail clippers, so I bought a little nail clipper set. Looks like a nail clipper set for children, because it's so small. It's effectively useless. So you're not thrilled by that. But everything else I'm relatively happy with. I'm going to be trying out the sleep mask / sleep headband for audio tonight, see if Bluetooth actually works and if I can fall asleep with an audiobook without having to have something in my ears. I don't know how well that's going to work. I'm not expecting great things, to be honest. Oh, there we go. He's gone already. He got out of the pits and immediately stopped.
Oh, no. Seems like a terminal failure to me. Not much that they could do.
Didn't even make it up the hill.
Copy.
There goes Carlos. Is he going to catch fire?
Virtual safety car.
What's your delta?
Oh, it's not Carlos, is it? It's Ollie.
Copy.
Can push for build up temperatures.
I need noise to sleep. I don't need it. I can sleep without it, but I mean, I do find it easier to sleep if I'm just listening to like an audiobook or a podcast. You know, I can put it on. I usually sort of put it on the opposite side of where I am. So if I'm going to sleep on my right side, then I'll put it behind me. If I'm sleeping on my left side, I'll put it the other side and put it at a lowish volume that I can hear it, but it's not too loud, so that I can lose focus on it and just drift off. Does mean that, you know, more often than not, I end up having to listen to the podcast 2 or 3 times to actually catch everything that I missed. But you know, it works. You know, I don't tend to do it quite so much with audiobooks anymore. It's usually books that I haven't listened to. You know, and I end up wanting to stay awake to find out what's going on, but I might start doing it with older books that I've listened to before again. But so it's not necessary, but it you know, it does help speed up how quickly I can get to sleep.
And in now.
Copy.
Which podcast do I listen to? I only listen to 2 podcasts. The Jim Cornette Experience and Jim Cornette's Drive Through.
Warm up your tires.
There, boom. 100% for Ollie. Beautiful.
Okay, copy it.
Now, you also listen to Cornette's podcasts. How long have you been listening? Oh, wow, the engine went as well, look. All right, onto the second engine then. Looks like maybe the engine went and cooked the gearbox, or maybe the gearbox cooked the engine, one of the two. Probably the gearbox cooking the engine. Alright, so we're down a little bit on track time, so we're going to need to go a little bit longer in this session. Let's go 35 laps. I normally go 30. Go with the mediums. And we're going to go 45 laps with Carlos. And his ERS is fine for now.
Green light.
I used to listen to Jim Ross years and years ago, but I felt the quality dropped a lot. And I'm not a big fan of Conrad Thompson, so when he moved over to do work with him, I kind of stopped listening to him. I haven't listened to Steven Regal, and I don't trust a word that Eric Bischoff says.
We need a good warm up on the brakes.
Copy. Yeah, copy that.
As Cornette would say, I wouldn't trust him if his tongue was notarized.
Copy, copy.
Am I a musician? No, I am not. I dabbled with instruments as a kid, as pretty much all kids do. It never really stuck. Yeah, I used to listen to wrestling podcasts a lot when they first kind of blew up about 10 years ago, maybe just under 10 years ago.
Understood.
So I used to listen to like Stone Cold and stuff, yeah, because they were always doing interviews. And everyone's been interviewed a million times now, and there's no real great stories left to tell. So I don't really listen to any other podcasts anymore. Just still listen to Cornette, and that's it. All right, we're at 87%. Let's call in Charles. Make some changes. Ellen Clark. Do I ever listen to Joe Rogan? No, I don't listen to Joe Rogan.
And
Guy's
stop
a
on the marks.
nutcase. He believes the most crazy shit. Looks like we're gonna have to patch on Friday. Well, I'm hoping tomorrow. I think if it is going to come, it'll more likely be tomorrow or Thursday. I don't think they'll wait till Friday. I don't think they've ever done Friday patches for F1 Manager unless it's been like an emergency hotfix. This is like a planned one, so maybe it's just being held up in certification. I don't know.
Temperature, how are we?
We need to work on the tires, keep the temperature on the tires.
How are we, temperatures?
And try to work on your front tires.
Alright, let's see. There we go. Got it right.
Understood.
I think they're both running the same setup, actually.
Okay, and checkered flag.
Okay. 94% now on car part knowledge. We will max that out in the next session. That's really good. Still lacking a little bit with Leclerc, so we're going to have to run him long again. Just have to hope that the tyres hold out.
I'm green.
Copy.
Yeah, I saw Sid Udy had passed away. I didn't even know he was sick. And they'll never call him Sid Justice. He was only Sid Justice for an incredibly short run. The first time he was in WWF. He was always Sid Vicious to me. And then obviously when he came back to WF he was Psycho Sid. But yeah, I never really liked the name Sid Justice. I remember having seen him in WCW before he went to WWF, and I was wondering why the hell do they call him Sid Justice? You know, it's such a weird name. It's quite funny as well because was it the Rumble where he turned on Hogan? Where Hogan acted like such a petulant child on the outside of the ring and then pulling Sid out. But the fans were actually cheering Sid. So Vince had to redub the audio. They were booing Hogan and cheering Sid. Yeah, my first exposure to him was when he was in the Twin Towers with Dan Spivey. Horrible tag team. Neither of them could work really. I did actually see a video of one of their first matches where they were up against jobbers, and the jobber guy refused to sell anything in the ring. So, they just started hitting him with stiffer and stiffer moves in the ring, and the guy kept getting up straight away. And so they held him down, they forced him down for the pin, and then they literally grabbed him and just beat the shit out of him. At the end of the match, at ringside, down on the mats outside of the apron, they grabbed him and just absolutely pummeled him with a couple of really big hits. Big shot to the gut from one of them. I forget whether it was Sid or whether it was Spivey who hit him. and then a monster hit to the head as well, just punched him right in the face. He went down after that one. Yeah, we are at 100% now with both drivers, so we can call them both in. Get them off the track. And the jobber guy definitely had it coming because he was so fucking unprofessional. And that's how it got sorted in those days. You acted like a dick. Yeah, the boys beat the sense into you. But I think, unfortunately, one of the lasting legacies of Sid, the first thing that most people are going to think of is when he snapped his leg coming off the top rope. Fucking horrible.
We're moving on now to the
leg breaking interview where he didn't realize he was live. Yeah, I remember that.
Means everything around Monaco, with little chance of overtaking in the race, getting as far up the grid as possible, and keeping the car intact is every driver's goal on this unforgiving circuit.
Esteban Ocon there, Karun. What's the feeling around him at the moment?
It's interesting because they weren't that fast in practice. I'm not sure if this was a lack of pace or just the team trying different things. But I imagine we'll see their true performance soon enough.
So get yourselves comfortable. It's going to be quite the ride.
Right then, one lap quali. Change the ERS. We are good to go.
Green light.
He was Sid Justice for you. His rivalry with Michaels had you hooked. He wasn't Sid Justice when he fought with Shawn Michaels. He was Psycho Sid. He was only Sid Justice for that first run with Hogan. That was it. And then he went back to WCW. And then he came back to WWF a few years later and he was Psycho Sid. And then he was always Psycho Sid in WWF after that. He was only Sid Justice for that one brief run. That culminated at WrestleMania with the return of the Ultimate Warrior after Hogan was getting beaten down by Sid and Papa Shango. And then a much slimmer, skinnier Ultimate Warrior turned up because he obviously wasn't on the hormones and the steroids at that point, given the fact that Vince was going through the trials.
And track is clear, track clear.
And that, of course, led to the rumours that it was a fake Warrior, that the real Warrior had died, and that was a stand-in, because he looked so small in comparison.
Reminder, stay negative on the dash.
Save a bit of fuel, please.
Copy.
All right, so Max fastest, Perez in third. Who's in the drop zone right now? Nobody of note, although Hamilton isn't amazingly safe at the moment.
Let's take a
Magnussen running
closer
wide.
look. And if we watch Magnussen, just a bit too wide at that point, but all being well and fingers crossed, no lasting damage to the car.
So Albon's improved, but only just got himself out of the drop zone, up to 15th place. Who is still on a lap? Anyone? Zhou and Magnussen. So I think Hamilton's probably... Oh no, Albon's still out there. Zhou's crossed the line and has not improved. I really doubt Magnussen will improve as well. At least to get out of the drop zone. He doesn't. So Hamilton and Albon are both safe. We're losing Bottas, Zhou, Gasly, Ocon, and Magnussen. On to the second session. Scrub tyres. It's nice, we've only used up 6% of the tyres on one run.
Green.
Oh, Leclerc might have got held up there
Stay
quite
negative.
badly. The 109.2 for Sainz looked like he had a clean run. Yeah, 1.5 seconds slower. I think we're going to need to send Charles out again just to be safe. He should get through with that time, but better safe than sorry.
Good.
Hamilton is going to get held up by one of the Astons here. I'm guessing it's Alonso. We might now get held up as well. Nope, we get through nicely. No other traffic in front, so this will be a clean lap. It's a very quick lap as well. Purple so far. Three thousandths per second slower than Sainz. Very nice. That's both of them through.
This is a good lap.
Max currently in the drop zone. Must have been held up. Perez improves up to 4th. We'll keep an eye on Verstappen. He may well have to deal with some traffic. That's Stroll in front. It is. Stroll's on an in-lap. Hamilton is on an in-lap. Both of those could get in Max's way here. If Max doesn't make it through, that would be glorious. I think he got away with that. Might not get away with it with Hamilton though. I don't think he will. Final sector's going to be compromised a little bit. Maybe. Oh no, he's going to get away with that as well. Jammy bastard. He improves up to 6th. Right, what about Alonso? Alonso is out. Russell is out. Ooh. Hulkenberg has made it through. So both Astons, both Williams and George Russell eliminated in Q2. Onto the final session.
Hungary.
Sainz has better tyres on the car right now, so theoretically he should be a little bit quicker than Charles.
And we need to try and sync all the gears.
Copy that.
Good warm up on the brakes.
Okay, copy.
Charge button off for last corner.
And all three are in front. Mount push when you're ready.
Alright, is Sainz going to get held up by one of the RBs here? He might do. He might just get him up the hill. Oh yeah, it was close, but he got through without any delay there. So 18.1 and a 17.9. Well, what? 1.2 tenths there. No, 1.5 tenths. $31.9. $31.7. A little less than 2 tenths there, so we're talking about 3 and a bit. 19.5 across the line.
Copy.
and a 19.3. So nearly 6/10 of a second between the two, but a big difference in tyres.
And try to cool it down in the inlet.
Yeah, copy.
Max starting his flying lap with a whole load of traffic exiting the pits right in front of him. Will the patch drop tomorrow? I don't know. I really hope so. So I want to get the creator team back up and running again. I want to get the Brabham team put through their paces.
And shout.
And we are going to go with Logan Sargent and Mick Schumacher.
Stop on the marks.
Pit lane. And repeat pit limiter on. So stop on the marks.
Max is going to get away with out being held up. Might even get a little bit of a slipstream there. It's good enough for second, but he's 3.5 tenths slower than Carlos there, who had a very good lap. Yeah, sir. You've lost touch with football a bit. So have I. I don't really know that much about him. I know he was part of the Italy squad that beat England on penalties in the Euro 2020. But beyond that, I know very little about him at all. I think he scored like 11 goals or something like that last season. Return rate of just over one, a goal in just over every 3 games. I think it was like something like 11 goals and 37 appearances or something. Alright, so Norris has popped up into 3rd, Oscar in 5th. There goes Perez. Let's send Sainz out now. Well, Thiago we got for free, if memory serves. I think we're paying, what, 20 odd mil for Chiesa. I was only 12.5. Oh, that's not bad then. I thought it was more than that for some reason.
And if you want, you can go to mode warm up.
Copy.
I thought it was around the realms of 20 something with another 2.5 potentially on top with bonuses. Maybe I'm thinking of the goalkeeper that we signed, who again, I have no idea. It's the Valencia keeper who's not going to join us till next season.
Ready to go.
I don't really think we need another goalkeeper. Unless he's planning on moving Allison on in a year or two.
and track is clear, track clear. Charge button off for last corner, charge button off.
Right, no improvement for Sainz, but given how good his first lap was, I don't know if he will actually improve. Leclerc will almost certainly improve, but will he improve by enough? He's gone purple in the first, that's a good start. Purple in the middle for Sainz. Can Leclerc top that?
P1 for now.
So Sainz crosses the line. I don't think he improved overall. Leclerc is
Copy.
going very fast.
Yeah, copy.
Purple lap. 3/10 quicker than Sainz's pole position time.
Copy.
There's Norris.
Okay.
Norris is done. Piastri's on a flyer, or is he just starting a lap? Let's have a look. If he's just starting, he's leaving it. He's just starting. He's left it late. What about Max? Max just gets across the line in time as well. So next one to cross the line is going to be Hamilton. Perez down in 7th. And a long way off the pace as well. Hamilton does not improve. Then it's going to be Oscar and then Verstappen. Yuki, I think, is heading back to the pits. Doesn't look quick. Yeah, that's a box. So where is Piastri? There he is. Can he jump his teammate? No. He does close the gap. Stays in 5th. Max takes a couple of tenths out of the time, but stays in 3rd. So Sainz did a really good lap on his first run and stayed where he was. And then Charles did a monster lap. A 108, the only driver in the 108s.
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers now prepare for 78 laps around this historic track.
Monaco can hand out unpredictable results, just like in 1982, when 4 race leaders hit trouble. Riccardo Patrese eventually claimed the win after managing to restart his stalled car by himself with a downhill bump start.
Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners. From the brake-heavy La Rascasse to the treacherous Sand of Ott, there are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack. The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
All right. One stop is definitely a viable strategy here. We could go 2 stop. We have got the tyres for it. Oh yeah, it's like 20 seconds quicker than the one stop. All right, there we go then. That's our strategy. Let's take a couple of laps of fuel out. All right, there we go. Let's send them to the grid.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. Here's a determined Sainz lining up on the grid.
It's a P2 start for them, an excellent opportunity, and no doubt they'll be looking to grab it with both hands.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. We're here and the streets are abuzz at the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Right, pretty much the whole grid starting on mediums. Sainz manages to hold off Max out of Sander Vos. Just one driver starting on the softs, that's Zhou. Ocon, Sargent, Russell, Alonso and Tsunoda starting on the hards. So Perez could have a real problem here at the start trying to get past Tsunoda. The longer he gets stuck behind him, the more his tyres are going to burn up.
And you can use DRS. Currently P2. You have Charles starting from. And 0.9, 0.8 now.
Tsunoda has now
Verstappen behind.
just about dropped out of range of Oscar.
6, 0.6 behind.
See Perez trying to find a way through. He's going to be putting the pressure on. And we've almost dropped the McLarens. Well, we had almost dropped the McLarens. They close up on the braking. Through the Nouvelle chicane. Up towards the back. No real way through anywhere here. We go through the swimming pool. Up into La Rascasse. Through Anthony Noakes here now. There's a chance for Perez. He's got DRS. Tsunoda doesn't. But he's still got battery and can stay far enough ahead.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Copy.
We're going to try and break away from
K1.
Max now.
Copy.
See if we can let Norris have a run at Max. Tsunoda's got back onto Oscar. And Oscar has dropped off the back of Norris here, so unless he can just sneak back in, that could potentially leave him vulnerable. Here comes Lando. Can he close the gap? Has a little sniff at Sandervot, but isn't close enough.
Yeah, copy.
Keep going.
Norris just having a little think about it through Massenet then, but backed out of it. We've got a red flag.
Red flag, stay positive.
Magnussen has gone into the wall at Sandervot. Did he hit anyone? I don't know. He might have just locked up and gone into the barrier. Well, we can change our strategy now. Which is what we're going to do. Yeah, we'll go for that. There we go. Right, we're set for the restart. Oh no, he hit the barrier before the entry to Sandervot and then just skidded straight into the runoff area there. Magnussen having a big crash near a Sauber at the beginning of the lap. Where have we seen that before? At least Perez was nowhere near him this time. I expect to see quite a few cars box onto hards
We're
here.
set once more, and soon we'll continue this race.
I'm seeing hards on Norris.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Leclerc holds off Sainz, just about. Max has just put on another set of mediums. Norris has gone to the hards. Oscar's gone soft. Perez and Tsunoda on hards. Tsunoda hasn't changed his tyres. No real reason why he should. Norris Ricciardo. Hamilton has gone to hard tyres, as has Hulkenberg. Albon and Bottas have both gone on to softs. Joe's switched to a set of mediums. Everyone else still on the original tyres, I think. And by pushing early like this, we're already opening up gaps up and down the field. Max is still with us, and I don't think we'll actually be able to drop him. Not for a while. But we've left Norris in the dust. And with him on those hard tyres, him holding up Oscar could actually become a real thing. At the moment, Oscar is having to fend off Perez, who did manage to get in front of Sonoda in the end before the red flag, or on the restart, one of the two. That's it for battery for us.
No DRS. No DRS.
Okay.
A little bit of a gap to Max. I don't know if it'll stay there now we turn the battery off. And Sainz is having a look.
Yeah.
But he has to cede the position.
Button on.
Or does he? He's still up the inside. Ooh, I don't like to see this. And there we go. Leclerc is pushed wide. Oh, god damn it, Sainz.
Yeah, we saw that. Just hit Martin.
And then I don't know if he hit Leclerc or not. I don't think he did, but he certainly hit Max. Oh my god. Terminal front wing, minus chassis damage, minus suspension damage. Gearbox is fucked. Jesus Christ. What is going on with Carlos? That's the third crash that's hurt his powertrain this season. And now I have to box him. Ah, come on.
Oh, we've had a crash.
So he pushes Leclerc really wide, then loses it coming out of the corner, and then there's the collision with Max. Somehow Leclerc just squeezed through. No, Leclerc did get caught up in that.
What was that?
You okay?
I'm sorry for this.
Max has got a penalty.
There is a crash. Watch for debris.
I'm amazed we didn't get penalised for that. Now we've got a yellow flag, and it's a VSC. Oh, that's come at just the right time for Carlos.
Virtual safety car deploy.
Albon's crashed. Thank you, Albon. It's a retirement for Albon. Oh yeah, that's where Schumacher crashed a few years back and ripped his car into two pieces. What the hell? My car's on its side and upside down. What is going on?
A crash in the main straight on the left. Crash in the main straight.
I've never seen that one before.
Ridiculous.
That was a very weird glitch. Where's the car gone now? There it is. Oh my god.
Charge on.
So we're at the back of the pack, but we're not as far back as we would have been. Who said this was going to be a straightforward win?
After tires.
Or a straightforward 1-2?
Can use K1.
We still have suspension and chassis damage that we can't do anything about, so we're still going to be off the pace a little bit. So we can see what damage, if any, Max has got on his car. Looks like a little bit of front wing damage. Yeah, he's missing half that front left end plate. So that'll hurt him a little bit. That means he may change his wing at his pit stop. Plus he's got a 5-second penalty on top of that as well. So that might have just taken Max out of contention. Piastri's gone in front of Norris, which he needed to because he's on those soft tyres.
Time to go hunting, I leave it to you.
The only downside is that little collision between our two drivers also hurt Leclerc's confidence.
Virtual safety car ending.
Copy.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job. And DRS enable.
Alright, let's see how far behind we actually are under racing conditions.
Work on your tires. Charge button on.
About 12 seconds. Oh, maybe less than that. Until we get through the first checkpoint, the time's going to fluctuate a little bit. Plus, we're pushing.
9 seconds.
When I say pushing, we're using the battery. Max is closing the gap, and our tyres are out of the temperature window, so that's not surprising. Plus, he's probably pushing a little bit as well. Alright, so about 8 seconds behind Gasly and closing very quickly. At least we should have a real fight through the field now. If we can still get second place with Carlos, that would be mightily impressive. What happened to Sainz? He pushed Leclerc wide at the
Charge button on if you can.
at the hairpin, then bounced into the barrier, and then bounced into Charles, and then got hit by Max. So we had to box him for a new front wing, change his tyres, because his tyres went down to about 50%. And that's why Max has got a 5-second penalty. We're only 5.5 seconds off the back of the pack now, though. That's good.
We think we are okay with tires.
Piastri is all over the back of Norris. Not Norris, sorry, Verstappen. And he gets through. And that is going to put a bit more pressure on Leclerc because he will be faster than Verstappen. No wing damage that I know of for Piastri. And he'll be using those soft tyres more effectively than Verstappen was using his mediums. I just can't believe we fucked up another gearbox. Science is costing me a fortune in parts this season. This is only round 8, and that's already 2 gearboxes gone. We'll be on to gearbox number 3 in the next race. All right, the gap is 2.5 seconds. We are on the back of the pack, almost. Let's start charging up some battery.
Charge button on.
You must have felt conflicted, Farah, when England beat Germany 5-1 and 4 of the goals were scored by Liverpool players. Or was it all 5? I can't remember who got the 5th. I know Hesse scored, Gerrard scored, Owen scored.
Charge button on.
It's been a while. When was that? That was 2001, wasn't it?
And use K1.
There we go, first casualty. Science back up into medium confidence.
And charge button on.
See if I can actually get through here in the tunnel.
And use K1. Yeah.
Alright, so we'll go back into harvest.
Charge button on.
Piastri took half a second out of us on that previous lap, but was 0.6 slower on this lap just done. So we are back up to temperature with our tyres. That might be why. Yeah, we should get Sainz up into peak confidence pretty quickly here.
Charge button on.
Copy.
And save fuel.
All good.
Oh, Piastri's developed a fault.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks...
And no idea what the fault is. Norris has got through against Max as well. And Tsunoda's back in front of Perez. God, Tsunoda's in 5th place.
And we need to increase lift and coast.
It was all 5 goals from local players, I couldn't remember. Now Perez has got an issue as well, and that's a severe one by the look of it.
I'm running out of 1 minute.
Oh yeah, ERS issues. We're talking about the England 5, Germany 1 game, which was in Berlin? Back in 2001. Oh, was it Munich?
And charge button on.
Copy.
If not the actual capital, then certainly the footballing capital of Germany.
You can use K1. Copy.
So that confidence is rebounding very nicely right now as we line up a move on Logan Sargent. And swoop on through.
And charge button on.
Copy.
Let's take a look at those faults. So Piastri has a problem with his engine. Perez has a severe problem with his battery. Oh, England, the perennial underachievers. I never get my hopes up when it comes to watching England. We've consistently produced some amazing players and yet never really managed to gel a team. Go swooping through on Valtteri, and that is now back to starting level confidence there for Carlos. Leclerc on a gradual recovery is now nipping back into medium.
Let's see what happened there. So here we go, heading into turn 1. The opportunity's there.
Next up is Hulkenberg. This should be another easy pass.
Okay.
Oh, Hulkenberg covers the line. Can we get him up the hill? And make the move into Massenet? Not quite. So we will harvest.
Charge button on.
Copy.
Four and a half seconds to gap now back to Oscar. Verstappen back in front of Max. Lando even. Getting really bad with names all of a sudden. And Norris has just dropped off the back there, outside of DRS. Hulkenberg has opened up the gap again. Let's just stay in top up.
Charge button on.
Copy.
Let him close up naturally. And continue to just trickle charge the battery. Keep an eye on this fight here.
Update when you can.
Okay, fine.
I think we might be back up to about full battery now with Charles as well. Looking at tyres. Max's tyres looking a bit rough. And Max has dropped off the back of Piastri.
Charge button
Still
on.
haven't got past Hulkenberg. We'll try again at the end of the lap. Actually, let's try again now.
Copy.
See if we can get him
Let's lift off.
through the tunnel
Copy.
into the Nouvelle chicane. Yeah, there we go. Move is done.
They're doing well with tires.
Now we'll push the breakaway.
Charge on.
Yeah, all good.
No DRS. No DRS for it.
Yeah.
And take care of the tires.
And Norris back in front of Max again. Oh, Gasly in the pits. Hard tyres. Could take him to the end. Don't know if it will or not. Science is on George. Can we get him up the hill?
One. Copy.
No, we can't.
And charge button on. Copy.
Still slowly creeping
Tire feels
back
okay.
up in terms of confidence there.
The tire feels good for your info. And charge on. Okay.
Now Norris has developed a fault.
Copy.
But there!
And it doesn't tell us what it is, so we'll have to do our own investigation. And there we go. It moved on through Massenet.
Charge button on.
Start charging up, ready for moving on to Stroll. Norris has dropped Verstappen and is close to the back of Oscar now. What's the fault? Gearbox. Ricardo into the pits. Sainz is already onto Stroll.
Charge button on. Copy.
Soft tyres for Ricardo, so he's stopping again later, because there's no way he's going to the end on those tyres. Can Sainz put the moves onto Stroll here? Yes, he can. Right, Alonso, 2.5 seconds up the road. And that is now peak confidence for Carlos. Half a lap down on Charles Leclerc. 37.5 seconds. But it has the potential to lap faster now that his confidence is all the way up. You can see how quickly we're closing down Alonso while we're harvesting.
Point 9 behind, 0.9 with DRS. Okay.
Yeah, 1:16.7. All right, not long till Verstappen stops.
Charge button on.
He's going another lap. Bottas has been lapped along with Gasly. Closing in on the back of Zhou. This should be a very straightforward pass. Around the outside into Sandervot and then up the hill and away. Yeah, Max is going to box this lap. So let's see, does he change his front wing? In he comes. Yep, that's the front wing change. 5-second penalty first. All sorts of glitches here on the pit stops. This has been the glitchiest game for pit stop animations so far. I hope some of those will get ironed out pretty quickly. There's Sainz. Fault resolved. I didn't even realise we picked up a fault.
We can do right now.
But the car's definitely not happy. Surely some kind of...
Wow. Oh, yellow flag. It's a VSC. Ooh, okay. So, everyone's going to dive into the pits. Oscar's going to dive in. I expect the front runners will dive in as well. Hulkenberg has put it in the wall. Oh, that's going to be a red flag. That's going to be a red flag. Very changed strategy now. And I guess I either do that or I do that. So that's a 1:35.52. That's 10 seconds quicker. Or do I go soft? Oh yeah, that's much quicker. All right, there we go.
Safety car, safety car.
That's a retirement. That's good. And so it's blocking traffic, so that's probably a red flag.
And just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle.
We're still under safety car.
Big accident.
I hope it's okay at least.
There we go. There's the red flag. It was a bit late, and that's hurt Piastri because he's going to come out behind Tsunoda, and then Tsunoda's going to get to change his tyres for free, unless they roll it back. They might roll it back.
Here we go once more. The track is ready, and so are the drivers.
Yeah, Tsunoda's ahead.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
So Sainz gets past Hamilton at the start. That is a 5-second penalty for Ricciardo. And Max has lost out because he stopped right before that as Hamilton gets back through.
Yeah, we saw that. Race is long.
So what did Hamilton do to annoy Sainz? Oh, he just got up the inside. He didn't push him wide. Sainz has been doing that all race long. He's got no right to complain about that move. Zhou gets the fault now.
Check the gears.
Gearbox. Has that reset? It has. And it has there as well. Damn it. I was kind of... I went with the strategy I went with because I was banking on the...
I cannot pass, guys. It's too difficult.
on the morale not changing there, on the driver confidence levels not not being reset. So I figured Sainz is going to be in peak confidence. He can easily make the one stop work with the hards. The single run with the hards last. Leclerc would need to get his confidence up. That's why I was going to sprint him with the softs. But it's reset it for both of them.
Charge button on.
Yeah.
I've got loads more fuel than I need, and that does mean I'm going to have to push the car, burn it off, put the temperatures up on Sainz. She's going to put more stress on that gearbox. It's pushing up the temperature for the engine a little bit as well. See, that's why I said 122. And still climbing.
Can use K1.
Copy.
Can afford even faster.
And charge button on. Charge button
2-second gap.
Copy.
New fastest lap of the race.
Have the fastest lap.
You can use K1.
Yeah.
Charge button on.
Copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
Could still get the 2-stop here. Norris is going to be, the 1-2 here. Tsunoda, Hamilton, Norris all going to need to stop again. Piastri going to the end. Perez might well need to stop again. Well, we might get lunged at here.
Copy.
We held him off. We're out of range.
Can use energy.
Yeah.
With DRS.
So basically, we're racing with Piastri and Verstappen
Yeah. Copy.
with Carlos here.
Charge button on.
Yeah. Copy.
And it is a wounded car. Damaged suspension, damaged chassis, damaged gearbox. And we're losing time behind Lewis.
You can use K1.
Copy.
Need to get this move done ASAP.
He has the RS now.
If not here, then certainly up the hill
No
into
DRS.
Massenate.
No DRS for him. Copy.
And there we go. Get that move done.
Yeah.
Charge button on to come in.
And that puts the car between us and Max. And means we can now cool those tyres down, as we're not in the dirty air. There's Russell making the lunge on Alonso. Lovely little move there. Hamilton's coming back at us. We could be vulnerable here. Not so much with the pace of that Mercedes, but the fact that it's on softs. He's lining up for a look at the top of the hill. Gets shut down.
And charge button on.
Yeah, copy.
We've got a 5-second lead over Norris now. That gap opened up pretty quickly.
And charge button on if you can.
Copy.
Kind of want to break away from Hamilton, but at the same time I don't. So don't want to leave a window for Max to punch his way through, because Max will put us under more pressure than Lewis will. The pace gulf between the Red Bull and Ferrari against the Mercedes is significant.
DRS.
So while Hamilton is staying in our DRS like this, he's not really close enough to challenge. Max has found a way through anyway. Bugger.
Charge button on and stay out.
Copy.
At least the tyres are back down to temperature.
And mode charge.
Yeah, copy.
Don't lose position. Car behind.
Norris' fault has escalated. It was engine, I think, wasn't it?
I lost drive or something.
Or was it engine for Piastri and gearbox for Norris? Let's have a look. Yeah, gearbox for Norris.
He's on DRS.
Oh, there goes Max.
I was weak.
Focus on the race. Car behind is Hamilton. Hamilton 1.7 behind.
Copy.
Max has definitely pushed his tyres. He might not be thinking of a one-stop here. Maybe he'll just calm them down again soon. Maybe it's just they're hot from running in the dirty air and they've melted a little bit. Now he's got some clean air, the wear rate might reduce. My target is a podium for Sainz, 3rd place. That's the target. I don't think I can beat Verstappen. Not with the cars this wounded. But if I can beat everybody else, I'll be happy with that. Tsunoda is currently in 3rd place. He has really benefited from all the red flag carnage here. Let's just check in with Yuki. There he is. Behind Norris, ahead of Piastri. Joe's fault increases.
Have a look, the shift is very harsh. Upshift.
Ricardo's dropped all the way down into 12th. Got Sargent putting him under a little bit of pressure, and he's got a 5-second penalty, which, if he doesn't serve in the pits, will be added to his race time. And Tsunoda's closing in on Norris, who's now 11 seconds behind Charles. Given the problems with the gearbox for Norris, on this circuit in particular, I think if Tsunoda can get in front, I think he can stay in front. Piastri is closing up. And he's going to muscle his way through. Softs are starting to wear out. Move isn't done yet. Now it is. Perez's tyres, look how much he's cooked them. 50% left. He's going to be the first one into the pits. Yeah, so the cars in front's gone up to about 5 seconds now. Let's give Sainz a quick lap or two. Try and close up a little bit. And Tsunoda now down to 4th. And under pressure from Perez. Max isn't too far behind them either. Just over a second behind them. It's another reason why I want to start pushing Sainz and get onto the back of that train. Take a look at Checo. And he's just dropped out of DRS range, and Max is all over him here. This could be a swapping of positions, whether Checo wants to or not. He's got that fault as well. And Max does get through.
Charge button on. Okay. Try to hold on tires. Okay.
And at this rate, I'm going to have a pit stop in hand with Charles. Need about 18, 19 seconds, and we've almost got, well, there we go, 15 and a half seconds now. As Piastri's fault escalates.
And as far as we can tell,
that's his engine. And that might be Tsunoda's saving grace here, because he's about to get hit by the Verstappen train. Although having said that, Piastri is pushing onto the back of Lando here. Oh yeah, of course, Piastri's on the hard tyres, isn't he? So, yeah, Norris's tyres fading. Tsunoda's going to need to box, and box soon. He might have to go mediums for his next set. I don't think he'll be able to do another set of softs. Look at the difference. Max, I think, is going to stop again as well. She's making me think that the one stop for Sainz isn't going to work.
Charge button on. Copy.
Let's see if we can get him up the hill.
K1. Copy.
Yeah, there we go, straight through.
Charge button on. Okay. And look after the tires.
So let's look at an amendment to the strategy. Oh yeah, instantly. That is so much quicker.
And push. Copy.
Question. When the rubber is very low, is it meaning it's easier to manage the tyres?
What we are doing with tires is very good.
Not 100% certain what you mean by that, Itai. Do you mean the tyres don't wear out so much as the track rubbers in. The track doesn't really evolve that much, unfortunately. Track evolution needs to be turned up a little bit. But it doesn't really improve tyre deg. It's more a case of, just improving lap time as the track rubbers in. It's also as the fuel burns off, and Russell into the pits for a set of mediums. We can expect Perez in at the end of this lap. I mean, I could take those hards to the end, but I just wouldn't have enough pace left in the tyres to hold off everybody else in front of me coming back through on brand new tyres. So that's why I'm going to start pushing and go to a set of softs with Carlos here. I've got a lot of rubbers to burn off here as well, so I can absolutely fly. Evening, Baron. Question from Farah. Do I see this as another easy plat for the PS4 version with Red Bull? I haven't really looked at the trophies, to be honest, but probably. Yeah, probably. I'm not really sure how I'm doing on trophies on this version at the moment. I have 19 of 31. I've not even been trying to get the trophies on this version. I've got more than half of them already. A lot of them are nice and simple, like, create a team, develop a part, put a part on the car, that kind of stuff. There we go, I've got my pit stop gap to Norris, although he will stop before me. Perez did not stop. Tsunoda will stop at the end of this lap, I'm almost certain of that.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Okay.
No, Tsunoda stays out. I think that's a mistake, unless he's trying to go for another set of softs, and even that is asking a lot. Perez stays out as well. Tsunoda is still somehow ahead of Max Verstappen.
Right, let's concentrate.
And this is allowing us to really close up. Max will get him here into Massenet. There he goes. So, the question now is, can we get Tsunoda before he boxes? Let's burn that battery.
Copy.
Tire freeze update when you can.
Happy with tires.
We lost momentum. He blocked us.
But I leave it to you to judge the risk.
Copy.
Now Tsunoda's going to box.
Race it Tsunoda in front.
There goes Tsunoda.
0.3.
And now.
Does Perez dive in as well?
And
Just
Tsunoda
going through
pit.
Raskas now. Yes, he does. Medium tyres for Yuki Tsunoda. Decent stop. Another set of softs for Perez, and it's a really, really bad stop. Is there something broken in the game that needs the patch? It's a little bit ropey with research at the moment. So after 2 or 3 seasons, especially with the big reg changes coming up at the end of season 2, then it's way too easy to become a dominant team in a very short space of time, which is not what we want.
No DRS. No DRS for it.
Copy.
Problem in the pits for Pierre. a shame because it was a really problem getting that right rear on. It was a really well timed double stack. What happened to my own team? I got locked out of progressing onto season 2 without spending an absolute fortune on a really, really crap driver.
Max in front.
1.9 now.
Lewis is in. New softs.
Okay.
I'm going to try and get an undercut.
And box, Carlos, box.
Yeah, happy for good stuff.
Charge button on.
Copy.
Understood.
Ah!
Oh, I lost the car. Hydraulics. I
The worst possible time to develop that fault is when I need to push. And that's, I think that's the terminal fault.
On the right line. We are P6. So now they're behind.
Yeah, car's about to retire. Shit. Alright, well, we're going to retire the car so it doesn't blow up the engine as well. The engine's already starting to struggle. So that's it for Sainz. He is out of the Grand Prix.
We are retiring the car. Sorry.
At least if we box him now before the engine blows up and before the gearbox blows up, we can at least save the engine for a practice engine. So it's just going to be one single Ferrari at the end.
Next car in front will be Russell with blue flags. So we need to push.
An increased pushing status, a bit more.
Copy that.
And we need some lift and coast for tire temps.
Copy.
So Piastri's in second. Max in third. Norris down to fourth now. We need about 19 seconds for a pit stop. So right now we have plenty of time in hand. We can have a bad stop and still get out in the lead. But we're going to push for the next couple of laps, get the last bit of real pace out of these tyres before we box. As Ocon now gets a fault.
But it looks like they're carrying.
Alonso in, going to mediums. Doesn't have any softs left, I'm guessing. Well, not any usable softs left. And we lap him. There we go. So Hamilton is the last car on the lead lap. Where is he? He's going through Mirabeau right now.
Box this lap, box.
Gap's now up to 30 seconds. Yeah, we are absolutely rinsing the field here for pace. What is the fastest lap right now? 1:12.8. It's probably safe. But we could absolutely beat that if we wanted to. Here we go. .7. It's not a quick stop, but it's clean and tidy.
No traffic in pit exit.
No issues whatsoever. We will get out long before anyone else even gets close to us. They're just going through the swimming pool now, so yeah, there is Piastri into Le Rascasse. That's how far ahead we still are.
So at the moment you have P1, Piastri behind. Next guy in front will be Ocon with blue flags.
These guys should get out of the way relatively soon, but they might need for us to get our tyres up. Nope. They're not pulling over yet. Our tyres aren't up to temperature yet. When they are, and our pace picks up, they should automatically then pull over. So, in-game 2024 Carlos is nothing like in real life 2024 Carlos. He's more like Logan Sargent at the moment. Maybe it's a vindictive streak of his. He knows he's getting replaced and he just wants to make me suffer. Because he's gone through so many parts, both in and on the car. And we're not even done with the 8th race of the season yet.
At the moment, we are good.
He's pretty much killed 2 complete powertrains, apart from the ERS, and that's taken a whack. Again. 2 engines down, 2 gearboxes down, 1 ERS down, and the other one not far away from needing to be replaced as well. Plus, multiple chassis and suspensions, front wings. Yeah, it's not been a good season for Carlos. 2 DNFs now. It's a 25% failure rate. We are currently 15.5 seconds ahead of Oscar, who has not stopped yet. He and Max are both going to be stopping probably the end of this lap. And I am just going to take it very easy now.
And we need you to take care of the tires.
Copy.
I am so far ahead.
Copy.
I'm almost a pit stop ahead before they've even stopped. Alonso going for a new fastest lap. Might have to respond to this. He gets it. What did he do? A 1:12.2. That's about 0.6 quicker than us, I think. It is. So, let's take that back right now. We should obliterate that lap now. Yeah, we've got a full pit stop advantage over Piastri already, and he hasn't stopped yet. And both he and Max have stayed out again. Max makes the move and gets alongside Piastri. They're still side by side up the hill. And Max has got the move done. Finally.
We have the fastest lap.
And we smashed the fastest lap by almost 2 seconds.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Copy.
Just take care of the tires for the moment.
Copy.
Now we'll just bring the car home. There's absolutely no point in pushing it now. We've got an unassailable lead. As Yuki suddenly sweeps through into the lead.
Oh no, that's a slow pit stop there.
Max and Piastri have stayed out again. Don't tell me they're going to try and go to the end. Oh, wow, this is a really bad... This is reminiscent of Bahrain for Valtteri Bottas there. And Tsunoda now is pretty much a lock for second place at this point. He's about 12 seconds ahead of Norris, who's got a major fault. Max and Piastri are losing so much time at the moment. Look at the time they did, a 1:20.4 for Oscar. A 1:18 effectively for Max. surely, this time round. 25% tyres. No, he's staying out. What about Oscar? Oscar's staying out. They're going to try and go to the end, I think. Or until they puncture. This is crazy. Why are they not boxing? What about Stroll? Stroll stays out. Ricciardo's back in the points. It's got Perez and Hamilton right behind him, though. On a slower compound of tyre with a problem on the car as well. And it looks like we've lapped everybody up to George Russell. George Russell is currently the last one on the lead lap.
Energies are good.
Copy.
And Charles, no lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
And still, the cars that should be boxing are not boxing. Norris now about to make a move on his teammate. So it's looking like it's going to be Leclerc, Norris and Tsunoda, then Norris on the podium. Because Max ain't holding it. He's got another 16 laps to go. 15 after this one. And as soon as Norris gets through, he'll be straight after him. Will he box? I'm just waiting for the inevitable puncture now. He's staying out. So is Piastri. And Norris doesn't have the acceleration to get past. Can he get him up the hill, though? Into Massenet. No, Piastri's fighting him. Although Piastri did do a quicker lap last lap. We're avoiding high-risk curbs. We've got the tyres on the lowest setting. We are on permanent harvest to protect wear on the ERS. And we're still lapping almost a second quicker than Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, Norris's gearbox is really hampering him here. Desperately needs to get through. Third place is his for the taking if he can get past. Alonso with a fault now. It's a minor fault, whatever it is. And this time, surely. Cuts to the inside, still can't get the move done. Piastri's not pushing now. And still Norris can't get through. This is crazy. At this rate, Perez is going to catch the pair of them. And finally, Norris gets through. That took him long enough. But with his bad gearbox, is he going to be vulnerable to an immediate re-overtake from Piastri? He shouldn't be. He's got so much more grip. And Oscar finally boxes. He's got a puncture. No wonder. That might be why he... I know, he'd already been passed there. The tyre blew there at the swimming pool. I bet these are brand new softs as well. How many times have we seen this in the last couple of games? How has this not been sorted out yet? And we just lapped Piastri. And they're nearly new. Their tyres did maybe one run in qualifying. They're essentially the same tyres that I put on Charles Leclerc. So, no excuse for not boxing sooner. Norris now within 2 seconds of Max. So Max is going to go till his tyre explodes, it would seem. He's at 19%.
How are we?
And try to keep the temperature on tires.
Keep it smooth.
Copy.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm quite happy for Piastri to unlap himself. I'd rather he did that than potentially run into the back of me. There we go, that's a puncture for Max. And he will come out behind Piastri. He'll come out a lap down because he's got much longer to go to the pits than Piastri did. That's where Piastri's tyre punctured. Perez is going to get held up here. God, there's nearly contact between them. And there's still time, potentially, for Perez to catch Norris. Potentially. I mean, they both have major issues with their car. Norris has a really bad gearbox. Perez has no battery, effectively. But if he can get close enough, he should be able to get the DRS overtake. And there is Max out behind Piastri. And a lap down. I love to see that. Alonso's been lapped now. And we put a lap on Stroll. Next up is Lewis. He's going to let us through at Rascasse. On the approach to the Rascasse, yeah. So he'll potentially get the DRS here, and he's still got a little bit of a gap to Stroll. But he saved himself. Yep, there we go, DRS. Saved himself a bit of trouble from the cars behind, and that's a puncture for Stroll, who has to do an entire lap. Stroll's puncture on the exit of Anthony Noakes there. And he's got to do a whole lap. This is going to be last place now, I think, for Stroll by the time. Well, maybe. He's like I said, he's got to do this whole lap. He's going to be so slow. It's possible that he will come out behind Valtteri. Tsunoda's in second place. And he's 23.5 seconds ahead of Norris. He's not getting caught. There's Sargent. No, that's not Sargent. That is Tsunoda, I think. No, is it Tsunoda? Yeah, that's Tsunoda. Tsunoda goes through. He is somehow going to stay ahead of Zhou and Bottas. And you watch him put on a set of nearly brand new soft tyres now. Evening, Evans. What's the percentage on these? It's going to be like 92%. There goes Norris. It's brand new. Why didn't he put them on the car? Oh my god. So odd. Alright, 7 laps to go. Is anyone else likely to puncture? No, I don't think so. Everyone else is pretty much okay. Right, who is... We've lapped everybody up to and including Ricciardo. Perez is the next car. And he is only a little bit ahead of us on track. He'll be safe unless I up my pace. I'm half tempted to up my pace just to see if I can get him. Can I lap both the Red Bulls? That would be something.
Yeah, go.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Let's go for him.
Okay.
Coming to get you. Just that little bit of push at the end of the lap there immediately put us 2 seconds quicker than Perez on the previous lap. Perez has just exited the hairpin. He's entering the tunnel. We're into the tunnel as he hits the Nouvelle chicane. And our tyres still aren't even up to temperature yet. I forgot to turn that off. There we go. So 1:12.2.
5 laps to go.
5 laps left. What did Perez do last lap? A 1:15.6. So we took 3.4 seconds out of him on that lap. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark, Mr. Walter, and say ECS.
Tires are good.
Copy.
And just a
Battery's
reminder,
empty, and there's Perez.
charge on. And 4 laps.
1:11.8.
Copy that.
As soon as I get past them, I'm going to slam the anchors on. Unless, do I go for Norris as well? Norris isn't that much further up the road. Let's just keep going, see if we can get Norris as well.
Solid boost for Perez in
Wow,
front.
everybody except for Yuki.
We need you to push now.
Copy that.
We need you to increase lift and coast.
Yeah, copy.
What? See you later, Checo. Ocon develops a fault. That's a terminal fault for Ocon.
And 3 laps to go.
Copy.
He might pull into the pits at the end of this lap. As we go through. There's Norris, there's us. That's Stroll behind Norris. Or is that Piastri? No, yeah, that is Stroll and Norris that we're about to lap. This might actually allow Stroll to get through on Norris here.
That's it.
Yeah, Ocon's car shuts down. It's a safety car. No,
And we need charge button on.
no! Just as I was about to lap.
Copy.
And try to work a bit on the front tires if you can.
God damn it! I was so close to lapping him. Exactly. Ah. Ocon feels my pain.
And 2 laps to go.
Yeah, copy that.
And they will get to escape as the safety car picks me up.
Lift off needed.
Copy. Which position are we?
You are P1.
There's no way in
Car
hell
line is
that this race is going to
Tsunoda.
restart now.
2 laps to go.
I've got one more lap after this.
Yeah, copy that.
I got so close to lapping Norris. God, if I just pushed that little bit sooner, I would have had him lapped.
Tire phase update when you can.
And it's going to take too long for the field to form up, so they wouldn't even get the chance to be released. This race is finishing behind the safety car. But what a weird race it's been. It's been an utter cakewalk for Leclerc. It's been a crazy afternoon for Carlos. mistakes and mishaps all the way up and down the grid. Multiple retirements. At least Perez has to sit, behind me, knowing that he's going to finish a lap down and can't do anything about it. So the only people who will stay on the lead lap will be the podium. That's it. That's the definition of a dominance win. Yes, it is. Yeah, we played the tyre call for Leclerc absolutely perfectly. And had we not had that fault with Sainz's car that blew up his gearbox, the undercut would have worked for him and he would have been in second place. But it's the most dominant of dominant victories for Charles Leclerc to get his first ever Monaco win. Safety car will pull in. Nobody will be able to overtake until we cross the line, which will end the race. So that's it. Sargent gets a fault.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Feels good. Thank you, guys.
B0, please.
Look at that. Leclerc takes first place.
Just the perfect end to what has been a thrilling race.
Hamilton can't arrive soon enough if Sainz is going to drive like this for the rest of the year.
And you are doing a good job on tires. Keep it like this.
Copy that.
Yuki's already crossed the line. Here comes Norris to complete the podium.
You have P1.
But Yuki Tsunoda second. That is just crazy.
Now, isn't that the kind of drive we love to see from Charles Leclerc?
That was a really well-executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver, the pit wall, and the whole team for that win.
It's hugs all round for the team. In fact, they all deserve a pat on the back as well for everything that they've achieved. And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
Little
Win
thumbs up to
number 5
Yuki.
is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
Always a special occasion here in the incomparable Monte Carlo. They'll be pushing the boat out here tonight, no doubt. As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great outcome that is for the team.
And thank you everyone for joining us this weekend here in Monaco.
For the next round, the teams are travelling to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
So then, confirmation of the final result. It's the win and fastest lap for Charles Leclerc. Maximum points again. Got the pole, the win, the fastest lap. That is the hat trick. Yuki Tsunoda taking second place there ahead of Lando Norris in third. Perez fourth and a lap down. That's how much we dominated. Then it is Fernando Alonso in fifth place, 6 places up from where he started. Max down 3 to finish in sixth. In seventh is Hamilton. Eighth is Oscar. Ninth, Ricciardo. That 5-second penalty dropping him down a little bit further to ninth, I think. Then George Russell in 10th takes the final point. Bottom half of the standings, Logan Sargent just misses out on getting his first point of the season. Stroll in 12th, Gasly in 13th, 14th place for Valtteri Bottas, 15th for Zhou, and then a late retirement for Esteban Ocon, bringing out the safety car that we finished behind. Sainz pulled into the pits to retire, given that his engine and gearbox were both about to blow up. Hulkenberg crashed into the barrier after a collision with Albon. No, a collision with Ricciardo. I forget what happened to Albon. And Magnussen crashed into Sander Bot very, very early on, like lap 2 or 3. What did happen to Albon? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what happened to him. Right, driver standings. It is win number 5 for Charles Leclerc on 184 points now, 50 points ahead of Max Verstappen, who's still not got a win yet and is off the podium for the first time this season. Lando Norris gets himself onto the podium for the 5th time this year. He's on 128 points and is now just 6 behind Max. No points for Sainz, so he stays on 110. Perez moves above Oscar Piastri into 5th place, 3 points ahead of the young Australian. Yuki Tsunoda up 2 places there with his amazing 2nd place. That puts him 2 points clear of Alonso, and Russell is a further 11 points back. Lewis Hamilton in 10th on 29 points, just 1 behind his teammate. Then it's Stroll in 11th on 8 points. Ricciardo in 12th with 4. And then it is Sargent now up into 13th place, moving above Bottas, Albon, Hulkenberg and Ocon, thanks to his 11th place finish. Gasly moves above Magnussen, and Zhou is still last. Constructor standings, just at 26 points for Ferrari because of another retirement for Carlos. But we do still extend our gap, only 20 points for Red Bull, so that gap is now 70 points after 8 rounds. McLaren in 3rd are 1 point further adrift after today, actually outscored by a point by Red Bull. That gap is now 9 points. Mercedes in 4th, only picking up 7 points. Aston Martin closing the gap to 10, and RB, 20 points for them, are now just 2 points behind Aston Martin. Williams move above Sauber due to their highest placed finish of 11th, and it's still Haas and Alpine bringing up the rear. Looking at the pit stops, Sainz gets in there. No stop listed for Leclerc, unfortunately. Red Bull do get 1 car in there in 9th. McLaren 1st and 10th. Alpine get both cars in there, as do Aston. Sauber and RB both scoring solid points tonight as well. So standings now look like this. 148 points for McLaren. They stretched their lead a little bit at the top. They are now 9 points clear of RB, who've moved into 2nd above Red Bull, and not by an insignificant amount as well. There's 16 points ahead of them. We stay in 4th. 12 points for us means we are now just 5 behind Red Bull. Alpine in 5th on 103. Then it's Aston moving above Williams into 6th by 1 point. Sauber moving above Mercedes by 1 point into 8th. And Haas still bottom with 7 points. And then you see we only actually made 1 pit stop with Charles Leclerc, and that was the last stop, which was 2.7. All his other tyre stops were done under restarts. So, yeah, not a great stop. But we did get some points thanks to Carlos there. Once again, we do not get the full payout from the sponsors because one of our cars didn't finish, but On the plus side, we didn't have to pay out a contract bonus for Carlos either. We do have to pay one out for Charles, so we make just under 500k. Let's check our inbox. We've got 11 days to go now until Montreal. We've got scouting reports back now on Gabriele Mini and Leonardo Fornaroli. Let's take a quick look. He is demoralized, and so his stats look like shit as a result, but we know what the stats look like thanks to the email. They can see actually not too bad. Cornering and braking both in the mid to high 70s. Reactions are good as well. Accuracy leaves a lot to be desired, as does his smoothness, but young driver, I think we'll sign him. Put him on a 3-year affiliate deal. We'll offer him 400,000 with a 40k signing bonus. Give him 14 days to think about it. And let's go back to the inbox. Leonardo. Let's see. So he's neutral. So those are pretty much a genuine reflection of his stats. Smoothness is terrible. Reactions are terrible. Defending and overtaking aren't great, but good cornering, decent braking, decent accuracy, good control, good adaptability. Yeah, we'll offer him a role as well. Same deal, slightly less money. And let's see the damage that has been done. So, chassis and suspension both destroyed. That gearbox is dead, effectively. The ERS, not great, but could have been a lot worse. Engine also pretty screwed up now. Lost another 20% over this weekend on that engine. Ah, dear, oh dear. Carlos, you are costing me a small fucking fortune. Let's have a look at the F2 results. None of our drivers on the podium. That's a bit of a shame. Let's have a look at the F2 results. Ollie Behrman in 5th. Antonelli, who we're trying to sign, in 8th. Let's take a look at the sprint. Antonelli won the sprint. Behrman in 9th. No points for him. Let's take a look at Pepe Marti in 7th. Is Fornaroli in F2, or is he still in F3? He's still in F3. Let's see how F3 looked then. Where is he? There he is, 12th in the sprint and 4th in the race. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Our car's looking much better than it actually is because parts need to be replaced on other teams. Let's fix what's broken. At least I have spares this time. Okay, that is actually going to survive for a little bit by the look of it. It's got a major fault. Maybe we just pushed it too hard in that race. Overheated it too much. So that is still going to be useful for a little bit of practice. That's good. Let's have a look at Sainz's mentality. So, personal situation. Unhappy with his salary. Tough. Unhappy with his race results. That's your own fault. Missed practice. Well, tough. happy with a lot of things. Very enthusiastic with me, despite all the things that he's unhappy about. He's seeing the bigger picture. How much money do we have? 2.2 mil. It's not enough to really do anything facility-wise, I don't think. Nope. So, we will advance time. Kimi has agreed to join us with immediate effect. There we go. We have a very, very talented young Italian joining us. We potentially have 2 more very talented young Italians joining us. Not quite as talented, but we now have a surplus of people to get rid of here. I'm going to get rid of Dino Beganovic because we're going to be replacing him with... an F3 Italian. We're going to get rid of Bobby Schwartzman because we just don't really need him anymore. We'll leave the girls for now. Let's check in with his mentality. So he's happy to be mentored. He's happy with his salary. He's happy with the constructor standings. And he loves me. Happy with the car performance. Maximum happiness there. Maximum happiness with other staff and facilities. So, yeah, very nice to see. Kiwi's stats look amazing right now. And that is now, hopefully, another driver that we can start prepping in FP1 sessions as well. Good stuff. Right, spare front wing, spare suspension. Might have to make another spare suspension now. Let's check the warehouse. Yes, and I could probably do another chassis unless there's one still coming. Yeah. There we go. Weather center upgrade is done. And there we go. End of the month. So that's what the car looks like on paper for the last month. See what it, see what it looks like in about a month's time compared to the rest of the grid. How have our drivers improved? 2 points gained in overtaking and a point gained in defending for Ollie. Kimi, who's just joined us, most of that work was done at Mercedes, but a little bit will be done right here. He gained 3 points in defending, a point in control, and a point in braking. So a really good month for Kimi. Doesn't show us the others. I mean, they are not racing in competition at the moment, so I'm guessing that's why. How have our main drivers improved? They haven't. That's frustrating. Haas have upgraded their design center. And Sauber are having a very bad season. Let's get our pit crew training done, and then that will be it for tonight. So, go to cumulative. Nicely rested. We're going to go full speed training. I'm going to put in a day of car building. I think, no, let's go with a morning of gym training. And there we go, 0 fatigue on the way in to Montreal. That works. And then when we come out, we'll go with some split training. in the build-up to Barcelona. There we go. And then I'll do a morning of car building, maybe a day of car building. Yeah, we'll do a day of car building in the build. Oh wait, that's a sprint weekend, isn't it? Is Austria a sprint weekend? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So let's just make that just a morning, so that they are fully refreshed going into a sprint weekend. There we go. All right, pit crew training is done. Car is rebuilt. We've got 5.7 mil in the bank. We're going to hang on to that money for now because I'm probably going to have to buy some more parts. In fact, let's go ahead and buy that new ERS unit now because we are definitely going to need it. And let's go ahead. Oh, I can't buy a new gearbox yet, but yeah, you can see a dead gearbox, a nearly dead gearbox. We're down to just 2 brand new gearboxes left. And we're going to have to use one of those for the next Grand Prix in Montreal. Well, there we go then. That is the end of tonight's stream. What a weird race that was. Max and Oscar and Stroll all running their tyres right down to the rim. All of them puncturing. Just bizarre that they all decided to stay out for so long, especially when they all had new tyres available as well, or nearly new, if not brand new. Very odd, but it gave us a very surprised, addition to the podium there. Yuki Tsunoda taking second place and a huge number of points both for him and RB. And you can see them in the constructors, just 2 points behind Aston Martin now. Amazing result for them. With Ricciardo chipping in a couple of points as well. Lots of retirements, multiple, restarts, and in the end, an insanely dominant victory for Charles Leclerc, and yet another retirement for Carlos Sainz. I wish I could drop him for the rest of the season and just stick one of my young drivers in there on a short-term deal until the end of the year, until Lewis turns up. But, that's not an option, unfortunately. So I just have to keep an eye on him, see what he does for the rest of the year. If he does fuck me around a lot, then I might have to see if I could maybe replace him for 6 months. Find someone on a 6-month deal, bring back Giovinazzi on a 6-month deal. Who knows? That's it for tonight. I will be back at the usual time tomorrow, 8 p.m, hopefully with the start of our brand new creator team. Again, we're waiting to see if the patch goes live tomorrow. I really hope it does, and keep my fingers crossed. If it doesn't, we'll be going to Montreal with Ferrari. So at least we'll have something for you tomorrow. But either way, please do join me for that at 8 p.m. Until then, that's it for me. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.